Racism causes harm to the body and harm to the mind. Yet it is only in November 2020 that the American Medical Association recognized racism as an urgent threat to public health. Thankfully, many of us did not wait for this penny to drop to tackle its impact. For about 15 years, I have been working therapeutically with people of color, supporting almost exclusively Black people distressed by racism and experiencing racial trauma. Living While Black seeks to offer the same support in book form. By presenting some of this work, the politics, personal and professional experiences that underline my psychology and psychotherapy practice to help us find connection, hope, and empowerment. Before we begin, I want to tell you a little bit about the journey to bringing this book to life. I have carved my practice out of the whiteness of psychology and of psychotherapy. I have carved it out of thousands of micro and macro experiences of discrimination and othering I had to navigate. I have refused to ignore this rich data, the intellectual gifts contained therein, and its potential to help others heal. Exploring and reflecting on my own lived experience, my lived evidence, has been central to understanding patterns of harm and domination, but also patterns of resistance. My scholarship was born out of the documentation of these patterns on Race Reflections, a platform that started as a blog and turned into a social enterprise dedicated to tackling inequality, injustice, and oppression. Women, especially Black women, are socialized to distrust what we know and to be suspicious of our own authority. Oftentimes, we stop ourselves from using our gifts, or we wait for someone to give us the go-ahead or tell us how to start and when to start. I had little support when I decided to set up my practice. What drove me was simply a strong will, or perhaps a strong need to have a space where, as a Black woman, a mental health professional and psychologist, I could engage with both subjects from the vantage point of being a Black female body in the world, with the richness, complexities, and baggage that this entails. Distilling these complex learnings, the primary aim of Living While Black is to make many of us who often haven't felt this way feel heard, seen, and held. The book seeks to help Black people to thrive by first confronting the nuances of Blackness, then creating a tailored self-care plan. The first aspect is achieved via case studies, research, and strategies born out of countless hours of clinical practice and personal reflections, some of it extracted from the work of Race Reflections. The second aspect guides the reader as they self-reflect and prompts them to engage in self-care activities. Living While Black is a vital psychology guide for Black people. It is also an anti-racist text for others who simply want to better understand the effects of anti-Black racism so they can do better, as well as a resource for mental health, social care, or medical practitioners working with Black people. The book sheds a light on the trauma of racism, its impact on both our mental and physical health, and its consequences across individuals' lifespans, across generations, and across social contexts. It exposes anti-Black experiences which society tells us are not occurring, or, if they are not causing us harm. I want there to be no doubt that racism harms and that racial trauma is real. But equally, I want to show that it is possible to resist and to practice radical self-care while navigating white supremacy. The material you will encounter in the book does not reach most psychology or psychotherapy teaching or our collective consciousness. In fact, it is material we have learned to censor. It is therefore rich and heavy material that you are asked to engage with and to honor. Here you will encounter intersectional violence, intergenerational wounds, normalized trauma, everyday resistance, cultural homelessness, and structural inequality, and all the intersections of the socio-economic, the political, the historical, the institutional, the relational, and the psychological.